So I'd like to go over the homepage, the first page that you access when you get to Arcane City. So if you just go to a browser and type in https://arcane.city, hit enter, it'll take you to the page. So no .coms or anything like that, just arcane.city. It'll take you to this view, the default view. Up at the top, you've got a navigation menu with a bunch of different options. If you click on the title of the site in the upper left-hand corner at any time, it'll take you back to this home page. Then all the rest of the navigation options, the search, about, etc., will take you to different sub-pages of the site. Up here at the top, we've got this kind of hero banner sort of section that gives you just the very basic summary of what the site is, a Pittsburgh-based event repository. If you click these dots, it'll minimize it or open it up. You've got the sort of the subtitle or subheading of the site. Arcane City is a calendar and guide to events, weekly and monthly series, promoters, artists, producers, DJs, venues, and other entities. And then right below that, you have some of these important actions that you can take. These are just important actions that are related to the site overall. I'm not going to go in depth through them. I'll just kind of give you an overview of them. So show all events will take you to the events index page that lets you filter and see events future and past. It's kind of the main way of viewing events, or one of the main ways. Show future events will just take you to a view that's limited to only future events. Show event series shows you what is actually a separate entity or a separate type of event called series. And those are the regularly occurring events. When someone sets up a series, they won't have to continuously add. If it's a monthly series, every month it'll automatically generate a new event each month or each week or yearly, depending on what the series, how the series is set up. So those are the three view actions from here. Then you've got some creational actions. Add an event will take you to the form to add an event. Now, any creational actions on the site require that you be logged in. Overall, the site can be used without logging in, without ever registering, and you can get a lot of information about the events that way. But to add content, you'll have to register. It's a very simple registration, but yeah, these events or these buttons are visible if you're not logged in. I'm currently logged in, but if you're not logged in, they'll still be visible, but you won't be able to actually click through and use them. So these will take you to the forms to add an event series, or add an entity. Now, an entity is a different type of object that's in the database. It lets you add artists, bands, it lets you add promoters, venues, anything that's related to the music ecosystem that aren't the events themselves. And adding those will help you relate data so that people can follow those different entities, and it'll make it a much more customized experience. And also, when you add events, having those entities in there will be really beneficial to relating all of this data. Okay, so then below that, you have kind of what you'd say is the main view of events, the main summary of events. You have these different columns that each one represents a day, and it'll show you a window of 4 events. So furthest left, you have today's events, and then there's kind of a card for each event below there. So you have today's, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays. Now, as far as viewing this window of events, you can use these controls here to go forward or backwards. So if you click past day, it'll shift the whole window left one day. So you're seeing yesterday's events, today's, Sundays. If I click again, we'll go back to Thursdays, and then you still see today's. So you can kind of cycle through the window that way. You can also click past week. Now, it's a little bit of a misnomer, but I kept the label of past week. It actually just moves it back 4 days. So this whole window of 4 is moving backwards 4 when you click past week. And then on the right side, you'll see an equivalent. Future day moves it ahead 1 day. Future week moves it ahead 4 days. So that's just the basic controls on this page. Now, depending on how many events are listed on a day, they're all listed chronologically, top to bottom. So if you have more than fit on the screen, you can scroll down. You'll see that they continue listing down. And also, it may not be completely obvious, but the events are broken into two subsections. They're broken into simply events, and then below that you'll see series. Now today there's no series listed, but if you look over here on Tuesday, you've got a number of events, and then you get down to this section which shows you weekly events. So there's one weekly event that's listed down below. Now, to drill a little bit more into the details of each event, you'll see, like I said, each event has kind of a card here. And if you look at the details, you'll see a thumbnail image. So you could actually click on that image, it'll open it up, and you'll see the full event flyer or whatever image was associated with that event. You can then click the X to get out of that. And then as far as the specific details, you'll see the date, the full date. You'll see the time of the event. You'll see the title of the event. Now, I'm going to click through this. If you click on the title, it takes you to a more detailed show page for the event. And I'll go over this in more detail, but you can view it there. You can go back. And below that, you'll see some more details that were specified about the event. This one's a club night. You'll see different events are listed differently. Concert. You'll see a pop-up over here. You'll see down here you've got film screening. A number of different event types can be selected. And then moving on, you'll see the venue. Now, if you click through, you'll get more details about the venue. This little map icon, if you click on that, it'll take you to the Google map for the event. So if you need to find out how to get there, you've got the cover charge here. So really the bare minimum basics about the event. Now below this, you have these different words that are on a black background. These are called tags or keyword tags. You'll see there's a menu for keywords up at the top. And these can be anything, any entities or keywords that are related to events, that were related to the event specifically. So you'll see here we have Honey, she's a DJ, we have long-term music, promoter, we have electronic, a genre, house, another genre, techno, another genre. If you click on these, it will list all events related to whatever that tag is. So this is a way to move from one event to other events that might be related. And it'll, depending on what it is, it might be an entity, it might be a tag. So I feel like tags are one of the really super useful aspects of the site. As far as the overview of the page, that's the basics of the Arcane City homepage.